I'll open those.
Oh, hello and welcome back to the Novice Lumberjack, where I have finally gotten my 4310 SX, Echo 4310 SX back from Charlie Brisco. Charlie wanted to port it, and so sent it to him. So the deal with this saw here, guys, if you're watching this video, hopefully listen to this. You can't get one of these in the United States unless you go overseas, buy them in England or in Europe. I don't even know if they're available for the Japanese market or not. I would say that they probably are, but I don't know. But you go over there. This is how you get one. I get questions like this all the time. How do I get one? 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 The way that you get one is you go overseas and buy it and bring it back with you. That's what I did. I put it on the plane with me. All right. I took it all apart so that it would be parts in my luggage. So if they ask, I would say I have parts for a chainsaw. Or you could mail it back to you. The other way is know someone over there in that market and have them purchase it for you and send it to you in the United States. So please, no more questions about how do I get one. Some things you just got to figure out for yourself, you know. But anyways, he ported this up. He had great success with the one that he did for his own. As far as we know, there's only 3 of them in the United States. Dino Joe Mods has one, and his is completely stock. Mine was completely stock, just starting to break in. I had about 4, maybe 5 tanks ran through it. And then there's Charlie Brisco's. Charlie got his and immediately, I don't know if he even ran it, he immediately tore into it and ported it. Maybe he ran it. But anyways, I told him go hot, you know, because I am not an everyday user. And so as hot as it is, it'll still last me forever because I'm not going out and putting in 8-hour days on this saw. Whenever I use it, it's typically one tree that I cut the tops out with it, and that's it. And then I get something bigger. So this is a 43cc professional grade chainsaw. It does have a magnesium case. I suppose it's magnesium. It's some sort of alloy. Maybe it's aluminum, but it's probably magnesium. It has captured bar nuts, you know, but it is a plastic clutch cover. It does have an easy pull starting mechanism, which kind of sucks. But this will be the first pull. Oh, yeah. Plenty of compression there. But so he took it to Dino Joe's, and they dynoed all 3 saws, a completely stock saw, and the 2 ported ones that Charlie has done. And what these things yielded was right at 5 horsepower. There were a couple runs that were up around 5.2 horsepower, but as you're dynoing, they're building heat, and it gets lower and everything, and they went with the average of 4.9, I think is what it was. But for a little saw, a sub 10-pound saw that's capable of producing 5 horsepower, this should be a little screaming demon right here. So without further ado, well, no, first I want to talk about this. These right here are transfer caps. Thank you, Matt House. I needed transfer caps for a 562 XP so that I could have all the parts necessary to turn my Yansa Red 2258 into a 2260. So I have the the, what's it called? Closed crankshaft? That ain't right. Full circle. I have the full circle crankshaft from a Husqvarna 560 XP. That's another saw that's not available in the US marketplace. So I had to get that shipped to me from England. It was pretty cheap, you know. So it was only about $100 completely shipped over here. So I'm happy about that. I got the full circle crankshaft. I have the 562 coil and carburetor, and it comes with a 562 cylinder. So all it needs is these bigger transfer caps. So in the future, you'll be seeing me doing videos where I systematically upgrade that chainsaw and see what upgrades give it the best performance boost. So, but anyways, for now though, this video is about this saw right here. We're going to go ahead and fuel it up and actually run it. It's been raining today, but you know, it's got a little bit of a break in the rain. Might be a little bit of drizzle. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the wood. I have a brand new out of the box steel RS 325 chain. This is a 16-inch bar, 68 drive links, brand new out of the box steel RS chain. So we're going to see how this little bad boy cuts. And before I get out there, I was asked to see if these little flippy caps that are found on the 4310, if they will work on a 590, and the answer is no. These wings right here, they dig into the case and it won't allow you to shut it fully. So, no, it's not going to work. May possibly work on the fuel tank. I guess I should see, because I know an incomplete answer is not going to be what anyone is wanting. Come on. Yes, it will work on the fuel side. It just will not work on the oiler side. So there's your answer. Will these flippy caps work on the 590? Partially. The fuel works, oil does not. All right, first startup. It's probably going to be running just the slightest amount rich. If anything, honestly, it's probably perfect because they tuned it in the shop. Right now here in Georgia, it's about 65 degrees. And so I imagine that they were tuning it in the shop and it was probably about 65 or 70 degrees in that shop. Maybe, let's say it's 55. That's still probably going to be tuned perfect. But just in case, I have my screwdriver here and we'll be ready. Sounds good. Warm up. That is nice. Wow. Oh, she just shut off on me. All right. Now that is a proper little tiny chili pepper. Ah, it's good with the chili pepper. Yes, this thing right here is awesome. Constantly you have to, when you run something like this, it's like, is it that much power? No, not really. But it is for that. Oh my God, it's ripping. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I find it hard. I find it difficult to just by feel go off of something. Because it's cutting so good too that it's not wanting to jerk and bounce around. So it's just completely smooth cutting through the wood. And that has a lot to do with that chain and this poplar. But I mean, it did it on the oak too. It doesn't want to bounce around. A lot of times whenever a saw does that, it makes you think it's more powerful than it is, right? Whenever it's like, gang, 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 eating away, you're like, whoa, what's going on? This thing's cutting so smooth that it makes it a little bit difficult to register how much power it has. But whenever you pull out the tack, and in a cut like that, that's over 10 inches. That's over 10 inches. And that thing was pulling, it started out up here, up top. It was doing over 13,000 RPMs in the cut, right? But then whenever I got into the meat of it, it held all the way through 12,300 RPMs, 43 cc's. That is booking. That is booking. Free revving it, it was wanting to go up to almost 16,000 RPMs. It was 15,700 is what the highest I saw it. But that doesn't mean anything. This means something. Because realistically, if you were on a job and you had a saw this little, would you be aiming for a piece of wood this big? Nah, I don't think you would. I think that, it's like cutting this big old tree with a top handle chainsaw. You just wouldn't do that. You'd reach for something bigger. I would too. Or at least I would. I'd put it that way. But that right there now, shoot, you use this as a felling a felling saw for anything 16 inches and under, Put an 18-inch bar on that. Oh, Lord. You'd be able to take out whatever you wanted. That is a strong, strong saw. But, regardless of how strong it is, it's still just going to be a limbing saw for me. But whereas before, the last time I used this, I was cutting up an oak over there, right? And I used it for all the branches. But once we got to about that big around, I put this away and I grabbed the Red Max. Now, no need to do that. No need. Is it as strong as the Red Max? I don't think so. I think the Red Max will still bury in and dig harder. But does it rev faster? Oh, God, yes. That 12,300 in the cut. I don't think the Red Max will go that high. I don't think it will. As a matter of fact, the Craftsman with the 346 XP cylinder on it that I have that Garrett Barker built, 12,000 in the cut on this stuff right here is what it was doing. Somewhere around that. And I think, anyways, I'd have to go back and check the videos and stuff. But more to come on this. Definitely is worthy of putting a 20-inch bar in there and at least seeing what it'll do. And boy, it's cool as can be. It ain't running hot at all. It truly isn't running hot. And it's oiling that chain good, right? You guys know I've been having oiler issues with this. Not oiler issues. I had the oiler at first. These things have a dual pattern bar, both Husky small mount and the, I call it the Poland KO41 oiler setup. And, I plugged the Husqvarna oiling hole, and that made all the oil get on this bar better. But then I had the oiler turned up way too high. See, this thing has the same oiler as a 7310, a big 73cc saw. And so it was putting out way too much oil. But anyways, now it's turned down and everything, the oiling just fine. And boy, is it fast. I guess that's the right word for it. The right word for it isn't strong, it's fast. Because my guess is that's how it's getting its horsepower. See, horsepower is a combination of torque and speed, RPMs, right? That's what gives you your horsepower numbers. So you can have a saw that's low on RPMs but high on torque and still get a decent horsepower rating. And vice versa, you can have a saw that is low on torque and high on RPMs, aka the Steel MS400, and still get good horsepower readings. And this is going to be kind of like that, which is perfect because you're only hitting small branches anyways. Yeah, that's pretty killer. That's pretty killer. I dig it a lot now. I mean, I dug it before, but it was mainly because of just how light it was. I mean, it's just so light and easy to use and stuff. You know, that's fantastic. And it looks stellar. It's got a great air filter system, air filtration system. And with all that cutting, that is clean as can be. Look at how clean that is. You know? There ain't nothing getting down in there. Great air filtration system. Great little saw. And what's crazy is he didn't do anything to diminish the strato function, where it injects air into the cylinder. That's all still completely functioning. This is just a regular good port job. That's it. That's it. Boy, it's screaming. I like it. And I guess so that's enough of this. Enough of this. I wonder how fast it went through there. I wonder. Probably about 5 seconds, which is right on par with the 372 that I just built for Eric. And the 461 that I just built for Andreas. All right. So granted, it's little wood. This thing ain't ever going to pull, I mean, unless you babied it like crazy, the 36-inch bar in the big oak. No. But whenever it comes to little stuff, can this be just as fast as the big saws? I think so. Yeah, that's killer. Thank you, Charlie Brisco. If you guys haven't checked out Charles's channel, Charles, he has no secrets. He'll tell you exactly what he did to this thing. And he's like that across the board with everything. So, yeah, check it out. Check out his channel, Charles Brisco. Now, I say Charlie because I like Charlie.